drums breaking all the bars. You're the crowd's feeling it, energy's alive. Spotlight on the tails where the future arrives. Bass in the air, every story's a spark. Late night on bass, we're light in the dark. Bass night stories on the stage, we vibe. Talk show magic where the chain comes alive. Tokens in the flow, let the legends provide. Late night on bass, we're taking it worldwide.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Late Night on Base. On Tuesdays, it is the Road to Onchain Summit 2025. Tickets are on sale right now. It's actually in 2 weeks. So if you haven't done so already, there is the thing. Go to payanddimes.com and ball out. It's going to be fun. You're going to see people like Jesse, see myself. But regardless of that, I have a legend co-hosting with me today. The one, the only, Captain from Safe Souls. How are you doing, bro?
What is up, Bill? I'm fantastic. Man, that intro, phenomenal. I was going to get an energy drink after this, and I don't think I need it anymore. It's so good, but I'm fantastic, my friend. How are you doing today?
Dude, doing good. You know why I'm doing good? Because first of all, I get to co-host a show with you. I like that. Number two, we have a really, really good edition and a good episode today. I'm stoked for this one because I think Zora is probably the hottest meta right now. And by the way, for all the guests in there, I put the broadcast link. Please share it out. My goal for today's show, 1,500 plus. Don't disappoint me. Otherwise, I have to get a real job, and I don't want that. So, yeah, but I'm excited for this show because I think Zora is the next meta, or is the meta that's taking the bandwidth of the entire base ecosystem. And I don't know. I just want to focus a lot, at least once a week, on the creators and the builders on the Zora ecosystem because it's not going away. If anything, I think it's just getting started. So today we have two amazing guests. We have Docker, I think the number 5 or number 6 coin. We got Bearski, we got Ibu, and we have an amazing artist in her right, Empress Trash, both taking advantage of what Zora is. So looking forward to that. What are your thoughts, Captain, on Zora?
Man, I am loving what I'm seeing from Zora. So I got started in Zora probably 6 to 8 months ago. And at first, that their initial scare of trying something different. And I just realized, if you don't try it yourself, you never know how good or bad it is. And then I got onboarded and I realized how seamless the whole process was. And I started playing with it, I'd say before PGE, having fun. And I'd say about 2-3 months ago, picked it up again. And again, just having so much fun posting content that I'm already posting in some format, in some way, shape, or form. But I think what's really caught my attention lately is starting to onboard people who aren't in crypto. So I onboarded my girlfriend. She had no idea she had a wallet set up, like just completely seamless in that nature. I just recently onboarded my friend who's doing YouTube, which I can tell you that story later. But I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Zora. And I mean, I believe it's ranked 55 in the social app on the App Store. So there's still so much growth that it can go through. So it still feels like we're really early. Obviously, there's a lot of adaptations, changes, and upgrades that can happen along the process. But man, with what we have so far, it's been a blast.
I agree. I think the social component of not thinking you're even doing anything in crypto, I think that's the key, right? And I think, things like Forecast are kind of showing the way. Built-in wallet integration is huge. No one cares about seed phrases and passwords and all that stuff. By the way, we're streaming obviously on YouTube, on X. We are also streaming on Retake TV. Shout out to them. And also in my mini app. Look at this. These mini apps cook, bro. Let me just show you something. Where is it? So first of all, Retake shows that it's on, but these boom, all these these mini apps. So you can send out notifications, so that's why Farcaster is so cool. First of all, you don't need a wallet; it's already built in, and so people are going to have it. But there's so many cool functionality. So, for instance, on my mini app, if you guys don't know, Late Night on Base, I have it, and so every time I'm streaming, you can go on Farcaster or the Base app, and you can watch it, and then I can send out a notification. And I just basically said, I'm going live now. Join me on my live stream. You click it, and it should appear. Boom. You press play, and you get to see us. So I just think that's super rad. Anyways, thank you. Come from my TED Talk. But regardless, so Captain, listen, we have Zora, so we're gonna get to bear ski starting in about 10 minutes. Empress Trash will come after, but we do have Kevin on. And first of all, Cleroy Brown, LFG to you. Ooh, Jacoby. Captain has been killing it on Zora.
Spoiler alert. We're out here. Shaka, bro.
Absolutely. No, honestly, Jacoby, I appreciate you. But you have been killing it, Captain, and I think kudos to you. I think it's not easy to innovate, but you obviously see the meta where it's going, and you're taking a chance. What does your girlfriend think, real quick, before I get to Kevin? What does your girlfriend think about Zora?
Yeah, so naturally a little bit reluctant, right? The beauty of her kind of being around me is when we went to East Denver, she got to hang out at the Coinbase event, got to meet people, so it became more real. But yeah, I had her download it. She had no idea what was going on. She's like, okay, it looks just like Instagram. And then of course she posts her first post, I buy it, and then it gains a little bit of traction. And I'm like, yeah, you got paid off of that. So the initial spark of, wait, I just got paid for something that I posted on Instagram kind of sets off that light bulb moment, right? It's like, what the heck is this? Why is this so different? So she hasn't used it lately, so I need to get back on it. But obviously she's been busy. But her first impression has been incredibly good. Like getting her to create a MetaMask wallet, it's not happening. It's not a thing. But her signing up and having a non-custodial wallet built into the backend without her knowing it, having to do anything additional, and just signing up with the email, it's a beautiful Trojan horse. So for what it's worth, she really enjoyed the first experience.
Awesome. And okay, so for those that don't know, real quick, I also have a creator coin. I want to cook with this.
Yeah, you
and
do.
So I do. I'm down to experiment. I don't even care about the price. I just want to do some cool stuff that no one's doing. So right now my market at 64K, whatever. But shout out to Docker. They got in at like 30K. I am literally down to be the guinea pig for the degens. I don't care. Tell me what to do. Like, I'm even down to be like, hey, just buy my coin and then I'll get you on a stream. Like, I just don't care. Like, why not? I've been cooking. So we're at 64K. Let's make that into let's make it 100x, bro. 6 million, 40. No, wait. Let's go 10x first. 640K. Let's get level by level. So if you haven't done so already, what are you waiting for, bro? Buy me.
Yeah, let's get it. Dude, I love the idea of being innovative, right? So I think that's also the beauty of Zora is there's so many different things you can do with a creator coin. You don't feel as stranglehold into, oh, well, I can sell this and that's about it. Like there's so many cool facets. So I actually have to give you kudos because I think it was a week or 2 weeks ago, you set up NoiseBot to do a giveaway for your creator coin for engaging with your mini app, which in my head was brilliant. I was like, dude, that's genius. Why has no one else done this before? So like a good friend, I had to come bite your style and do it myself. And sure enough, it worked like a charm. But there's so many different ways.
Did you do it?
I did it yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, the noise team hooked you up, huh?
Oh, no. I just, I set it up through the actual mini app on the base app and it still did it. It wasn't nearly as cool as yours because I didn't get whitelisted, but it still worked like a charm. Like the people who interacted with my post still got about 10 cents per action they took, right? So it was 10 cents of my coin for liking it, 10 cents for commenting, and 10 cents for recasting. So just cool ways to incentivize engagement, if you will. But yeah, there's so many different ways that we could gamify tokens and creator tokens that I don't think we've even tapped into yet.
Awesome. All right. So again, the number for today's stream, 1,500. Please allow me to get 1,500 so I can go to my mom and tell her I'm not a degen loser and this should be my job. We're at 388 right now. We got some time. But without further ado, though, before we bring on the Docker team, we got Kevin from Onchain Summit, the chat in the building. First of all, Kevin, my friend, how are we doing today?
Good. How are you boys doing?
Incredible.
Well, I need a haircut. Yeah. I got to look fly before the summit. I'm purposely waiting as long as possible to get the fresh cut for the summit. So
I like it.
My wife thinks my hair is crazy, but hey, it's all good. It will be fresh and fly for the summit. So, Kevin, 1 week away, On-Chain Summit. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Feeling blessed. Weather here in the Bay Area is awesome. It's like 75 degrees and sun's out, not a cloud. And my understanding is next week during Summit Week, it's going to be exactly the same. So, I mean, I'm feeling very, very fortunate today.
Oh, man, I'm happy to hear that. I think the summit's just going to be crushed. I think it's going to be so fun. For those that don't know, the On-Chain Summit, this is the second year they did it, and it's like the #1 event, honestly, that's open to the public for the base ecosystem. I'd say base camp might be a little bit more intimate, but that's invite only. But this is for the public, and it's so fun. And I think you have guys like Jesse there, and I'm not going to talk to Kevin too much about what goes into these things because he's a true legend. But I guess Kevin, though, for those that might be new, not knowing what the agenda is, why don't you just run it real quick with them? Like, what if they haven't bought their ticket? What can they expect?
Sure. Yeah, and I'll try. There's a lot going on during the week. It's a lot bigger than our first one last year. So everything starts on Wednesday. Chen Ten, who's the head engineer for Coinbase Wallet, he's sorry, my son's popping in.
Wow, Chad, little Chad.
So yeah, Chen Ten and I are doing a hackathon that starts on Wednesday. And actually, along those lines, Base Builders and Chen Ten are going to be making an announcement later today on who's been accepted and who's the winners. Chen Ten and I thought that 10 people were going to sign up, and we ended up getting about 115 people. So,
wow.
Yeah, about 115 people, teams signed up. So it made things a little more challenging. But then you get Chen Ten and I and Jesse on a call, and we start talking about what we're looking at and some things. Those guys don't mess around. So people are going to be very interested in the announcement that they make. So the hackathon has changed a little bit. Still starts on Wednesday, but things have changed in a very, very good, impactful and good way. So we start on Wednesday with that. I'll leave it there. And then Thursday we have an art show. Well, Wednesday night, so Chen Ten and I are going to be cooking a private dinner for all the builders who were selected for the hackathon. So he and I will bang out, 3 or 4 courses for them, sit down and have dinner, and then they'll go back to build. On Thursday we have an art show. We put a post up today. We've got 4 or 5 really dope digital artists that I personally just love their work. They're doing some custom pieces for Onchain Summit's show on Thursday. The interesting thing about the show on Thursday is Dime's Gallery has existing art shows, digital art shows that they do throughout the year. And so what we did is we kind of timed this where the broader San Francisco Bay Area art community will be coming in and we'll mix them up with, Base Summit goers. So that'll be a lot of fun on Thursday night. Friday is when most of the Summit folks get in. That's when the full Summit tickets start. Happy hour starts at 4:30. That's when people will break the ice. Bar will be open bar for all ticket holders, of course, as you know. People will start to meet and greet. You'll get to see who's behind the PFP, start to make those connections. 6 o'clock on Friday during the happy hour, kind of mixed into the happy hour, we've got the entire space filled with poker tables, and that's where the Founders Poker Tournament will happen. So I'll just say, as far as the poker's tournament, last year we kind of split that up. If you remember, we split that off, and I put it upstairs. And I had so many people hit me up post-summit, and they were like, man, that looks so dope. I really hate that I didn't know about it. And so what we did this year is we made it a bounty. Roar's team came in. They underwrote the thing along with the Golden State Warriors Community Foundation. And it's basically a bounty tournament. So for those unfamiliar, what that means is when you enter the tournament, if you're with a project or something, or a group, you put a bounty on your head. And you're basically saying, if someone knocks me out, they get X. So for an example, it might be captain, the other captain from all your base. He won last year. And so I personally put a $3,000 bounty on his head. So anybody that knocks him out of so you don't have to win the tournament to hit, right? So anybody that knocks him out, $3,000. And then once that got out, we've got right now about 8 or 9 other projects that have stepped up and said, okay, cool. We're going to put this player in, and we're going to put, $500, $1,000 bounty of our token to anyone who knocks him out. So throughout the weekend, you're going to see all those announcements come out of all these players. And some of the players don't even know how to play. That's the fun of it, right? Like you just
like it.
Yeah, it's just going to be fun, So that's Friday night. After the poker ends at 10 o'clock, there's a little break. People can go freshen up. And then there's a pretty dope concert happening a block away at 111 Minna, which is friends of ours. Again, you'll see those announcements. Mustache Harbor's playing, the killer band. I mean, it's just totally chill. It's going to be a really fun vibe. Anybody who's got a full summit pass, they get in free. That leads into Saturday. Saturday, we've got the demo hall. There's about 35 to 40 projects and builders who have tables who are going to be showing their build, connecting with the audience and with other builders, demonstrating what they've been working on. Upstairs is the main stage. Jesse will headline that at the end, of course. Two of our big co-sponsors, that's CIK and Constellation Network. They have some stage time, and then Chintin is doing a big builder presentation that relates to the Wednesday's hackathon. Again, another little break after that, around 5 o'clock. People go freshen up, and that's when we have the bang out party of Casino Night. Casino Night, again, local partners, a lot of professional sports teams, travel agents, things like that have put together big collection of prizes, and that's why you come in and try to win as much chips you can. You got all your typical games, roulette, blackjack, some more poker, craps, custom tables. So most of the tables are customized with different base projects. So it's a pretty cool vibe. And I'm almost finished. Sunday, people come in on their way out of town if they're leaving, have some brunch. And then those who decide to stay, there's a really cool film festival that's happening in the space. It's a Web3 film festival that they've put together. I've had a chance to see some of the entries, and it's the sleeper of the week for sure. So it's a packed week. The only thing I'll leave you with before I stop rambling, all of the packages that have hotel stays, those are gone. Okay, if you didn't buy a package that's got a hotel stay, you're on your own as far as hotel stay. Full summit passes are still available through Friday. Okay. Friday night, probably 12 o'clock Pacific, midnight. We're going to pull, if there's any left, we're going to pull it so that we can get organized and know who's coming. If you have a full summit pass, this is very, very important. If you have a full summit pass, make sure you go to the payanddimes.com website, connect the wallet that's holding that pass, and enter your shoe size. I cannot stress that enough to the listener. Enter your shoe size. If you have problems doing that for some reason, DM us on Twitter. We'll help you out. But you got to get your shoe size in by Friday, okay? Very, very important. The reason is because we took our customization, our merch customization piece that we did last year that everyone was raving over, kind of took it to another level this year. So when Full Summit, Dimes Package, and Jesse Pass people show up with their tickets, you're going to get some custom sneakers. That's basically a full kit that you're going to get. On Saturday, you're going to be able to go downstairs into the Roar Marketplace, and you're going to be able to fully customize these sneakers. Of course, base theme, a lot of projects that you're familiar with, a lot of their little patches and things like that. And then Oaklandish has shown up with some press kits, really nice machinery. Yeah, man, it's next level. So that's me rambling. I just want to stress to people, don't sleep on this. Like, if you know that you're going to come, go ahead and take care of it now, because I know what's going to happen Saturday. People are going to be panicked and trying to get in, and we're going to be in our mode of getting things in order, so we're not going to be able to take care of you.
Man, I am so stoked. I honestly, I looked forward to it last year, but a lot has gone down since a year. You know, people have gotten much more custom and familiar with the base ecosystem, so I know I'm very much excited. Two questions for you, Kevin, before we bring up Docker and let you go. Number one, the casino night, can you pay in crypto?
You don't have to pay. Okay, let me stress something. When you have a ticket, you don't pay for anything. That's the whole point.
So I get free money to gamble?
Yeah, dude. All right, so let me back up. Okay, so here's the thing. My business partner, Don, made an interesting point to me. I think will resonate with you guys. You know, on an earlier spaces, somebody asked me, like, what's the thing about Summit? What makes it so dope? What makes it cool, right? And yeah, I mean, I like to think we have some cool buildings. We have a good venue. Our crew really takes care of you. But what's really important is for like the last 5 years, 7 years, collectively, we've been the folks that have, I wouldn't say we're the outcast, but people have really looked at us skeptically, right? Like all the stuff we get down with in crypto, people are like, okay, you're one of those, you're the gambler, you're the me, whatever. The tides have changed.
Yeah.
right? And so now people in this space, particularly when they come to Onchain Summit, they're entering a convention. They're entering a very customized, intimate space where you're treated much differently, right? Like it's white glove service. So you have a ticket, the bars are open, the food flows, coffee, beverage service, all of that is carte blanche, right? When you roll into casino night, we're going to probably give you $25,000 worth. It's funny money, right?
Yeah.
But that's how you get the prizes. But yeah, we're gonna give you chips, and you're gonna go at it, and you're gonna walk up to the bar and get your favorite drink, and there's no transaction. I mean, we're trying to crush you when you show up. We want you leaving, making great connections, and telling all your friends that how hard they slept by not coming to Summit.
Amazing. Well, Kevin, listen, I think this has pumped me up so much. I want to do something special for you. We have about 700 people combined listening. Again, 1,500. Otherwise, my mom thinks I'm a reject. One person. If you want to go to Onchain Summit, it's a $500 ticket. I got you. I want at the end of the stream. I want the first out of the first 5 people. I'll choose one. You need to DM me the word LFG. The word is LFG. One winner out of the first 5. We'll do some random thing. We'll get a free ticket to Onchain Summit. $500 value. Everything's included. I want to, reward people who are tuning in, actually listening to this. So LFG, DM me. First 5 people, I will do a raffle. One of you guys will go to the summit. Kevin, can't wait to cook with you next week and just hang out and live stream it. I'm gonna also, those that can't come, I'm gonna do a vlog. So it's like I'll be filming kind of like I did a base day or TBA. I'll take like live video, post it, so people who weren't there can kind of see the vibe, intimacy. So Kevin, appreciate you, my friend. See you next week.
Thank you for being the consummate host. And one note, whoever you give that, the winner of that ticket, they need to make sure if they go down to customization, they're forced to use one of your patches on that.
Okay.
Yes.
I like it. Done. All right, Kevin, appreciate you, man. All right, Kevin. First of all, okay, so Captain, real quick before we bring up Docker, what are your thoughts on the summit, man? You excited?
That's incredible. So I bought my ticket because I was like, I'm going to be there regardless, not knowing what was going to happen. And he pretty much just described an all-inclusive for base. Like, that's absolutely insane to me. So I'm so fired up now. Like, I was already looking forward to going. Now I'm extra excited. One, because, we can get together and have a social beverage and gamble and do all the degenerate stuff for fun and for free. But man, like that white glove service he's talking about, custom sneakers and everything, that's so above and beyond what I even expected remotely. So expectations are blown out of the water.
Amazing. Yeah. So again, guys, if you haven't done so already, get your tickets today. It's going to be fun. DM me LFG if you want a chance to get a free ticket. Looking forward to that. So without further ado, guys, I want to bring up the number 5, number 6 coin out there. Their name is Docker. I'm very, very much excited for them because, first of all, I got a bag. But second of all, I like what they're doing in the Zora ecosystem. And it's, uplifting other creators, buying it. They're basically an index fund for creators. So let's get them up. Why won't we? And we have Bearski and Ibu Prod. What's going on, guys?
Hey. I'm doing good.
Wow.
How are you guys doing?
Yo,
Dope background. How do I buy that background on Zora? Zora, bro.
Did you coin it already?
I think it's there.
I honestly, I tried to coin our banner, but Zora's really annoying with the images, and it was like image too wide. So yeah, we have to work on that. We have to coin it. Yeah.
I like it, man. Well, first of all, gentlemen, welcome to the stream. We need to talk, man, because obviously Zora is the hot meta, but you guys are the darlings of the degen world, but not even the degen world. Like, now you guys have established yourselves as to like norm stream or normalcy, I guess. Degen's like 200K market cap, but you guys are like at a 5 million or something. So Bearski, start with you, my friend. First of all, hello, and second of all, tell me, how did the idea of Docker, or actually forget about that, let's start with the easiest thing. What is Docker?
Hello to you too. All right, so I'll start with what Docker is. Basically, the way I like to describe it, because most people don't know really anything about Zora. I've come to realize. So the way I like to describe it is an ETF of the best Zora creators is the way I describe it. If you missed Zora, like if you missed the leg up, if you missed the eco, and you want exposure to the ecosystem, but you don't want to worry about having to pick out of the million creator coins that exist on the platform, you can just buy Docker. And by buying Docker, you get instant exposure to our basket of creators. And we have currently chosen pretty much the best basket of creators based on our performance. So yeah, basically you just buy one token and you get exposure to a plethora of the top creators on Zora. So that's in a nutshell what Docker is.
Captain, I want you to tell me your thoughts as a trader, as an investor, as a participant in Zora. What are your thoughts on Docker?
Yeah, I actually think it's a pretty bloody business model. I'm honestly a little bit surprised this wasn't thought of beforehand, but I'm glad that we're here at this moment in time. I mean, as a trader, you're always trying to scalp and find like the earliest finds, right? Sometimes you're getting beat by bots or whatever the case is. So it alleviates a lot of the stress because you just buy the index fund and it's gradually going up and up and up just because you guys are doing all the hard work. So that has been a night and day difference. And also, I mean, on the back end, it's double-edged sword. You can buy Docker, but also be buying the creators that Docker is buying as well. So it's honestly been like a life changer. Like my bag has increased tenfold. Not to speak on bags or anything, but thank you guys. Thank you for what you've created.
No problem.
I'm so happy for you. It's just the beginning as well.
Yes,
So
sir.
Abu Prad, let's chat with you, my friend. So what drew you, I guess, to the project itself? Like, obviously you're a busy man, you have folks and all that stuff, but like obviously this is something that you're very passionate about as well. Tell me why.
Well, actually, Bearski and I and the other guy who is part of the Docker team, we've known each other in real life for many years. So they're actually like IRL friends from like childhood, basically. But also the other guy in Docker is the guy who originally got me into crypto, like back in 2020. He introduced me to Bitcoin and he got me onto Femex trading leverage like back then, 5 years ago. So we, all three of us, we pretty much for the past 3 years, like we were chatting about crypto in a group chat like every day. And then, so we were really tapped in with each other. And it's funny, like one of us is like, I'm the guy who works in crypto, like publicly has for a couple of years. Bearski's like the low key kind of like degen trader. And then the other guy is like, he has like a completely different job like outside of crypto, but like he's still very locked in on crypto as well. So the dynamic is really good. I think we each have like a unique strength that we can bring to the table, and we've also been all trading on base since early 2024. Like I got these guys into base like February 2024, back in like the first wave of meme coins when you had like Dog and Me was just starting, Toshi was just starting and stuff like that. Like they had not run to hundreds of millions at all. Like it was super, super early. So we've been tracking base eco and been like involved in it, trading and being a part of it for a very long time. Then Bearski hit a good play on Zora, like when it had its first leg up starting 2-3 weeks ago. And, then he's,
GG, bro, GG.
Yeah, once that move kind of like it hit its peak and, obviously it went even higher this last couple of days. But then he started to think about like, let's, what if there was a fund that like went long the best creators? And then after a couple of days, like, so he made the Docker token. And after a couple of days, he started talking about it in our group chat again. And I was like, okay, I actually believe this can work, but you're going to need some help because he was a relatively unknown on Twitter and had like no reach, but I've like, I've been focusing on growing my Twitter for a long time. So I was like, okay, I can be the amplifier for you guys. And this was like, it's all happened so rapidly. Remember, like this all happened in the last week. So everything happened like super fast paced, but then I started to post about it. It started to get some traction. And then I was like, okay, I just had a feeling. I was like, I'm pretty sure this could be something. So I just decided to go like fully all in with the project with them. I was like, you know what, guys, we're going to do this together. And we started to run it up.
I think it's a brilliant idea for a couple reasons. I share your enthusiasm. So number one, it's kind of like, first of all, it's the hottest meta. There's so much to discuss. First of all, let me show everyone the chart. Like, I'm excited for you guys.
Docker meta.
Docker meta, exactly.
Full swing,
So
baby.
let's get some charts up there. That's what we do. Of course, nothing I say is financial advice. Blah blah blah. No crying in the fucking casino, guys. But I do like what I see. So this is the Docker chart. I mean, bro, I wish you would have just slid me a DM down here, be like, "Yo, Bill, what's up, dog? Got here." I would have been like, "Let's go." But it's all good.
I started posting about it. Like, you see that first green wick? That's when I start. Even before that,
here.
not that one. The one in between. That one.
Well, I will say I didn't know
was all there.
I didn't know you were a part of the team, but like when a lot of times when you see a new coin that you like or something, you always do the hashtag and then on Twitter, and then you kind of see who's been talking about it. You were like the only one really talking about it initially, and like I was just like, damn, you're really shilling well. Like I'm actually very interested, but I got in like 500-600K, so I'm chill.
That's really good. That's good stuff.
I thought it was a really good idea. But okay, so for a couple reasons why I think this is a great idea for you guys. So obviously, Zora's ran. A lot of times people don't want to buy a token that's 300, 400 million. But there's other plays on there to get exposure to the growing ecosystem of Zora. First of all, Zora's coins are all paired with Zora. So it's bonded. So if your token, Docker, is bonded with Zora, so as Zora goes up, your price will go up. So that's number one. But also number two, you're getting exposure. People are getting exposure through your fund because you're also investing in other creators. And the flywheel that I really like is the more you invest in others, you now become those others become your brand evangelists. They'll tell people about Docker. They'll be like, man, Docker invested in me. I'm going to tell my friends. And like, you have this sense of like, I don't know, the sense of belonging. So it's like you have brand evangelists spreading your word. So let me ask you this, guys. You guys quickly rose to number 5. As of today, I saw your number 5. How does that feel? Bearsky, how does that feel to get an idea from a thought to number 5 on Zora?
I mean, dude, honestly, it feels great. Like, I didn't know, obviously, like when I started it, I didn't know what to expect from it. I didn't know how quickly we'd get new creators. I didn't know any of that, but we basically just started getting like a million creators in our DMs, just asking to invest, blah, blah, blah. So we basically just took a look at all of them. We invested in as many as we could. Whoever, obviously, we really look at like who's really trying to grow their Zora page, who's really putting out unique stuff. And we basically just bought their coins, and seeing the reaction from them and how much and how quickly, like how happy people really were when we invested and we allocated. And yeah, that was basically just kind of amazing to see, like that we actually had an impact on the creativity, on the art that they're putting out. We have a direct impact by investing. That was really cool to see.
How many currently in your fund? How many creators are you guys invested in?
Right now, I think it's like the number's like 20 or something, right, Ibu?
Yeah, it's like
20.
between 20 and 30, probably.
Yeah.
Wow.
And for those that don't know, one of the 20/30 is your boy Bill.
That's true.
LFG.
Yeah, that is true,
LFG.
yeah.
I'm gonna try to do my best. Like I'm at
I think we're up like 2x on you.
Yeah, you are. You are, bro. I was at 28K. Now I'm at like 75K. But you know what? Bro, we ain't stopping. Let's figure out. I'm like the only I'm like the media guy who can like literally shill the coin. So like, let's cook, experiment. You want me to do something? Let's do it. Let's get that to let's start with a 10x to 750K. And then, we'll go to 7.5 million, give you a quick, easy 100x. How does that sound, guys? Let's go.
It sounds fine to me.
Sounds good.
It sounds absolutely fine to me.
Captain, talk to us, man. Any questions you have for the team at Docker?
Man, so many questions, but more than anything, I just want to touch on the psychological aspect of what you guys are doing outside of the financial part. I think it's really brilliant. You guys are building tribes of people who rep the brand and bring others in. Like the idea of being acknowledged for your creativity is something that people strive for. So it feels so good when you get that recognition, but now you have others working for that recognition as well, which is pushing the whole ecosystem as a whole forward. So you guys are starting a movement to an extent. Like even looking on Twitter, the amount of Docker posts I see is astronomical, like literally overnight, right? In the past week, Docker posts are going up insane. We see Docker meta everywhere. So seriously, big round of applause. You guys are crushing it. I know it's only the beginning. So with that being said, I do want to ask you, we're a week, let's say 2 weeks into it. Obviously, things are going really well. There's a lot of big plans you guys have. Can you guys talk about what is in store for the next, I don't want to give a time frame, but like what do you guys have in the pipeline? What's cooking behind the scenes?
So as you guys know, like we opened up the second pool with ETH on Aerodrome, which was a key for where Docker got in terms of like the price going up, the market cap going up, like kind of increasing the volumes. Like as you can see, basically in the first, right where the rectangle starts, right on the left, that's about the time that we announced the second pool. And I was like telling the guys, I was like, anything we made up until this point, we need to put it all in another pool, or else we're cooked. Because just like you said, the creator coins on Zora are paired with Zora, which is a great system within the ecosystem of Zora. But then it's like about expanding the potential reach of the token, because the more fees we generate, the more we can reinvest into creators. So like fee generation is essentially like a revenue stream for Docker as like a project. And then we can reinvest that, and then the creators end up winning because we have more capital to invest in them. So it was like, what's next for Docker is, I would say, scaling, scaling, because we want to go from starting off, like when we announced we're investing 10K into creators, like relatively not the biggest amount ever, realistically. People can, but for creators, like when the coins are sub 100K market cap, it actually does make a difference. Plus then we can so here's the thing, if a creator, like, we invested in you, Bill, and then like you continue to make content, do your thing on Zora, you continue to grow your page, then we drop more in, and then like you keep going, and then we drop more in. So it's like a continual mutually beneficial or symbiotic relationship where the investor can benefit from the work of the creator, and the creator benefits by getting continued support, continued investment. That can be probably scaled to like, a way more creators, or even on a bigger scale. Like we won't be clipping in a couple hundred, maybe we'll be clipping in a couple thousand to people's charts, like at a certain point. I also do believe that Zora coins, like it's still really early. I think, it could reach a point where the top 50 are all above $1 million market cap, right? So right now, only ones above $1 million market cap are like the top 10, but that can definitely expand. So the potential for growth is massive. And then we also want to be like, we see a future in which Docker can be something between like a art collector, like collecting art, but collecting creators, and also like an incubator or support system for creators to get like a foothold in the on-chain ecosystem, especially if they're brand new. Like we hope to be able to bring in creators from Instagram, YouTube, other platforms, and introduce them to this new system. Like yesterday, I even onboarded my girlfriend to Zora. Now she's posting all the time. She's made a couple bucks already. She started to see that like, oh, it's actually kind of cool. Even though she's only made $5, like it's cool, right? That's more than she ever made on Instagram. I know that's like that's the line that they always say, but it is facts. So we hope to be able to just like scale up and become somewhat of like a it's hard to describe, but like a hybrid brand between investment and human connection and art and creation, and try to help people get a foothold in this new industry.
I'm very bullish, man. Like I said, Zora itself, I think most people can understand it like there was a time when Jesse was shilling it like in April before their launch. And I didn't understand. I was like, why wouldn't we need a tokenized post? But the one thing that I think is really the secret sauce to them is tokenizing creators. Because if you tokenize a creator, it gives value to them. Everyone wants to feel good, and then they're going to want to do their best work. So I think that was a cool thing. And obviously Zora is doing its thing. All right, guys. But before we wrap it up, because we actually have So not only you, I don't know if you've invested in Empress Trash, but hey, you might want to look at her. She's a great artist in her own right on Zora. So
Okay.
maybe check it out. Check it out. We'll have her on
Check
next.
her out.
But-
Shout out Empress Trash.
so before we wrap things up with you, and by the way, I'm just gonna take credit for that little green wick. Someone listening out there saw the stream and been like, market buy. I mean, this chart's fucking fantastic. No joke. I
It
might
looks
be
so
buying
good.
more. All it is just for TA point of view. This right here is a simple flip and support and resistance. You have resistance at like 2.9. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it taps down a little, 3 million. Boom, that's your floor. On we go. Valhalla time. Nothing I say is financial advice, but I expect a move like this. Just saying.
I mean, the thing is as well, like it's still such a low holder count. It's still like people in this ecosystem of Zora and base, like I think are starting. No, I wouldn't even say everyone on Zora knows about it at all. I think like the very tapped in people of the Zora / base eco, they know about it, but like it still has so much room to grow.
So
and
much.
honestly, I feel like Bearsky would probably agree, but we've barely played any of our cards, you know, like we've really been cooking, thinking up.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him too
I'm
much.
not gonna say, but like yeah, we barely pulled any levers yet. So there's a lot of things that we can do to just scale. And honestly, from a personal point of view as well, once I felt that Docker was something, I was like, and it started to kind of accumulate a bit of market cap as well. I was like, okay, now we have people investing. They believe. Like, I've never been a shady person in crypto, never will be. So I was like, okay, it's got to go all legit, like full in. So yeah, like I've always been a doxed person in crypto. I have a legitimate job at a legitimate company. So I feel like there's not many.
No, I mean
people who can actually say that.
Bro, kudos to you. Like I said, Captain's the same way. He's doxed. I'm doxed. It takes a special person to put themselves out there, especially in crypto, which is filled of anonymous things. So I think, to be completely real with you, I think the reason why Docker's also doing well, not only because you guys cooked the great concept, but there's also trust behind the face, and you're out there. And
Thank you.
know, it's not just like a random anon. So I do respect that. And just so you guys know, this is Empress's Trash's page, 418K market cap.
Solid market cap there.
Very
Lots of
solid.
followers
You
as
know,
well.
got people by Jesse. So hey, this might be alpha. This might be alpha. This might be the next Docker edition. All right, guys. Ibu, Bearsky, thanks for coming on, man.
Bill, thank you so much as
Thank
well. Super big fan. Guys, check out the rest of his content, please.
I'm gonna dominate the media coin. I'm gonna create a media coin on Zora. I'm gonna 100x Docker's investment, maybe at 30K market cap. Let's go.
Book it, ship it. Let's send it.
Okay.
All right, guys. Cheers.
Thank you.
All right. So, Captain, tell me, man, what did you think, bro? That was
Solid, man. Absolutely solid. I was already sold, before going into this, but it's even better. I love that there's 3 of them and they just play to their individual strengths. Like they've acknowledged what each of them is great at, and they're just pushing that going forward like that. That in itself is so strong. I think sometimes teams try and do a little bit of everything, and it's just like, just figure out what you're the expert at, the subject matter expert, and you push that. And I think they have a good formula going. I'm excited as well. I mean, I know it's obviously easy to say I'm excited, but I think it's a brilliant idea. Like, we talked about the show starting, and Zora's at 55 in the top social apps. And it's like, to get the top 10, very feasible, very doable. And in an ideal world, Docker runs a 10-to-1 kind of trade-off where, let's say Zora's at 4 billion, then Docker's at 400 million, whatever the case is. Like, I would love to see that in the future. And I think the way that it's going, it has a lot of potential. So I'm here for the ride, man. I'm here for the ride.
I might have to actually buy some more Docker. That chart, I wasn't even impressed with my TA, so I got to do that. But
bust out the golden pocket. Let's see it.
Actually, let's do that. Let me see. Let's see.
I will.
If I'm being asked to show the golden pocket, I will show the golden pocket.
Let's see that 618.
All right, let's see it. Let's see it. All right, so not quite. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it will tap. I really wanted to tap the 0.5. That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be the buying opportunity of a lifetime. If you just tap it here, people will APAR. But regardless, even if you get in now, it doesn't really matter because it's going to go up. In my opinion, this is a play on Zora. If you guys are looking for exposure in Zora, I think you can't go wrong. But why don't we talk about and bring up somebody who's an amazing artist in her own right. It's not necessarily launching the coin, but it's, we need people like her to create the content. I think it's time to bring up Empress Trash. What do you say, Captain?
Let's do it. I want to talk to her. I'm excited. Let's get it.
Empress Trash, coming from Mexico, I assume, right?
Yeah, Mexico City.
How you doing?
Great. I actually haven't slept because I usually stay up all night. And then I was like, oh, I don't want to oversleep. So I just powered through. So I'm a little loopy, but I am glad to be here. And it's been super interesting to hear what everyone else is doing. I've actually been on Zora since 2021. So
Really?
Wow. OG.
You're like OG beyond OG.
Yeah, actually, well, it's funny because I was like, someone was asking about like lore, and I was like, well, my first mint was actually horse art. Zora. And I dug it up and put a coin up, and then like I was like, just like Zora, I've been growing with Zora as an artist. So it's like for me, the creator coin is like a next iteration of just like my relationship with them. And it's kind of exciting to see like all the new people coming over, like you guys and everyone else, where it is mixing like degen stuff with all sorts of things, like TikTok things, Instagram things, and then artists like us who have been there. And like I welcome it. Like I'm not an elitist like that at all. So yeah, I'm excited.
So tell me, Empress, first of all, pleasure to connect with you. And after I sent out that post, actually Retake TV recommended that I bring you on. I checked it out, and I was quite blown away with how talented you are. Tell us, Empress Trash, like for those, we have about 850 people combined tuned in. If they don't know much about you, who is Empress Trash?
Well, there's my trash, but I wanted to show my puppy because he's
very cute.
Cute pupper.
He's cute. I just rescued him. Yeah, Empress Trash. I'm a lifelong artist. I had a fucked up childhood. I left home at 13, and I've just been being insane. And since I like spent my 20s partying, I got my BFA in painting, drawing, and design in like my late 20s. I moved out to California after that. I was in the Midwest. And then in California, I just like did a whole like in the Bay Area, I did a whole bunch of no. Come on. No, not there. I did a bunch of dog puppy chaos. Nice. I did a bunch of art stuff there. Like I worked with Ai Weiwei. I worked with Tom Franco, who's one of the Franco brothers, like the actors, and his art collective. And I like worked in and out of tech. I just did a whole bunch of stuff. And when I was in the Bay Area is when I discovered crypto. And for me, where I was at in the point in my career, crypto, like NFTs and crypto was like a no-brainer. It was early 2021. I always like to point out it was pre-Beeple because a lot of people care if it was before Beeple or not before Beeple when someone came in on the hype cycle. So yeah, and I like within like a month I sold my first art as an NFT, and within a couple months after that I quit my job, and I've just been doing this full time since. And I've had my art like all over the world and in different fancy places. And overall, I do glitch art. I'm a painter, but I do digital and glitch art. I have like a really bad injury from trauma and like repetitive stress. Like this shoulder's fucked up. So lately I've been really focusing on like AI in the last like year or two. Instead of like pushing myself physically, I've been giving myself time to like really heal this and recuperate it. And it's never going to probably be 100%, but it's like at least AI gives me a breather. Sure. And yeah, I mean, I do like so much stuff. So it's really hard to summarize.
Let me we'll showcase some of your art on Zora right now, but yeah, you said something that piqued my interest. You said it was a no-brainer for you in 2021 that NFTs were the thing, and you ended up quitting your job. How did you know to have that foresight? What was it about NFTs that made you realize like this is the thing?
Well, for me, it was just like a mix of all of my skills were in this, like in that. I was an art appraiser and an art like authenticator. And when I found out about NFTs and tokenization of art, I was like, well, this is the future of my job. And why should I just keep doing this old system? It's like I'm tech savvy. It's like why not learn these new systems and help build the future, and at the same time build myself up as an artist?
Mhm.
And that's really, like, for me, it's just believing in the technology. Like, I see the technology and I believe in the technology. I haven't always had the best. I'm a woman in crypto. It
Sure.
is not
It's not easy.
easy
No.
at all. But I do have core people who've always supported me, and I just have, like I said, a faith in the technology. I like sometimes, like, I go through periods of being a little bit tech phobic, and
Mhm.
I'm skeptical of a lot of tech things, but at the same time I'm an early adopter. I'm a skeptical early adopter, where I'm a critical early adopter. So it's like, I don't know. For me, it's just technology. It just clicks. And with art, like, also with just like valuing digital assets, it's super important, I think. Um Overall, and it's the trajectory of where everything is going to go, in my honest opinion. Like, it's like having, like, I think more and more people are going to wake up to the value of their data and their content, and realizing that other people are making like billions of dollars off of it. And I think at some
Yeah.
point people are going to realize I can be making money off of my data. And then they're going to, I think it's slowly going to click. And then once it clicks in like a mass consciousness way, it's going to be like, in my
Captain,
mind.
Captain, what are your thoughts on this? And so, Empress Trash, if you don't know, actually, Captain is the founder of an NFT collection as well. So he's definitely much in the art world, the NFT world through Save Souls. So, Captain, what are your thoughts? I guess what you was saying about the NFTs in general and the impact on society.
Absolutely agree. I'm honestly really impressed that when you saw NFTs, you just got it right away. Like, you didn't need to explain. You're like, this is it. It makes sense. Like, it's impressive to me because I talk to so many people who have the inverse thought process, and they're obviously the laggards and late adapters or late adopters. But it's really interesting that you saw it right away. So first of all, kudos on that. Like, seriously, that's amazing because you have such a leg up on everyone else, pretty much the whole world, because there will be that tipping point where it clicks for people and they're like, oh, okay. But yeah, no, I totally agree about digital assets. Obviously, we saw that shift during COVID. We went from brick and mortar to click and order of type of lifestyle. And just in general, digital presence across the board has escalated and skyrocketed. And just like Empress was saying, your data is so valuable. When I look at different companies, the number one thing that people are collecting is data. And then you add content in there and it's game over. So it really is where things are going. And I don't want to say like get in or get left out, but you might as well move in the direction with the tide rather than trying to swim against it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with all of that. It is like the data point. Like, I keep trying to say to people, I'm like, there wouldn't be billionaires from social medias if our data wasn't valuable. Like, they're literally they're becoming billionaires off of our data.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and what especially with base ecosystem, and why I'm like, the base ecosystem I haven't been as involved in, and like the last 6 months I started getting more involved with it. Like, I've known about it for like a year or so, but I just haven't been heavily involved in it. But why I really like the base ecosystem is because I feel like it's that nice bridge between full like decentralization maxi and kind of like a safe, like, I almost consider it like an airlock of like, you learn about crypto, there's still degeneracy, it's still decentralized enough in my mind, but there's also like there's like the Coinbase like brand behind it, which is more trusted on a consumer side. And I just, like, for me, like, we need that bridge where it's like, it's not just the deep end of the pool that like I necessarily was thrown in when I came in, because like, people don't, not everyone cares about the technology enough to go into the deep end of the pool. A lot of people just want to sit in the hot tub. And like, to me, that's what base is kind of that, like, more shallow end, but also you can go really deep because there's all these resources to build. But as just a regular user, it's like, to me, it's really friendly. So, and everything being built on it is really focused on being consumer friendly, I think.
Absolutely. Tell me
Well said.
about, so for those that are tuning in, let's look at some of your art and the styles, and I think this is like super cool. So walk us through kind of like this. So you're saying you do implement a lot of AI. Is
Mhm.
this all AI, or is like how did like what is this combo of things?
It's a combination of a lot of things. So I use multiple AIs, and then also I use Midjourney. I use I use a lot of the major ones. Grok, Microsoft Copilot. Will you knock it off? Not right now. Thank you. And then also I work with Titles XYZ, which is on base, and it is a curated AI model like site. So essentially they onboard artists to train their own models. And so it's a very like ethical and consensual thing. Stop it. Sorry, he's biting me.
No worries.
He's like full puppy mode. Like he was asleep until I started talking. And then he was like, "Oh, it's time to play and be
That is
crazy."
so cute.
Stop. Thank you. Okay. But titles is one thing that I've been using a lot because it's training. Sorry, puppy. Okay. It's training models. They onboard artists to train the models. And so I'm consenting as an artist to have my artwork trained into their models. And Onchain, they have the provenance and also royalties built into it. And anyone can use your model then, like your AI model that you trained, and you can mix AI models of different artists. And so I've been doing a lot of stuff with that, but I'm mixing that with Midjourney, with my own drawings, because a lot of these models are generated off of my paintings. And because I can't physically paint as much as I would like to, I've taken a bunch of like my old paintings and trained models to be able to paint, and like it's not exactly like as if I was painting, but it is enough, and then it's blending with like different other things that I make or other models that I train. And then also doing Midjourney video, and then also doing a lot of glitch art.
Wow.
So it's like I generally consider myself just a glitch artist, a painter and a glitch artist, because I actually consider AI art glitch art fundamentally at this point still, because it's so disruptive. And to me, glitch art is like it's an art that is disruptive of a system, and AI art is definitely disrupting systems. So and I just like what I've been doing on Zora is essentially using it as my training journal. So because when you're working with AI, you have to like if you want to make to me, if you want to make good AI art unique to your style, you need to take time to train it. And so for like since the creator coin was launched and like the flywheel, and Jacob's like you can post and post and it's not going to make you go down, and I'm like okay. So I've been like posting all of my training with like notes and coining it. So people like for me, and then also other people, and also Midjourney or any of the softwares that I'm using, they can see what my experiences are and how I even train AI. And so it's all art and it's all standalone art, but specifically on Zora, it's a lot of training and a lot of I put it on other social medias and stuff too. But it is like a journal for me. And I think because I've been on Zora so long, it's just at a point where I'm just like, I'm just gonna dump everything on there. Because it's like I think especially since I've been like doing it earlier than a lot of people, there was a lot of debates about like, well, is this even art? You can't like it has to be an NFT to be art, and I'm like, no, this is art. Like, I'm just gonna keep coining.
What you
This
think
is
of it?
art. Yeah, like I'm an artist. I have my BFA. I can do it. I have my license to say this is art, and like but other people will say it's not art, but to me it's like the fundamental technology doesn't change if it's art or not. It actually plays into it, because they're like now I'm thinking about things like, well, how like I was like doing the math of like how many like art, I call them art coins, that I've made, and I figured out that like I've made like it was like when I checked it was like 700 coins.
Wow.
Yeah, like so it was 669 when I checked, but it's definitely do not. Thank you. It's like 700 now. And like I was like doing the math, I'm like, that's 700 billion coins with my art on it, technically. Like if you think about it like that. And then I was like, well, that's more money than Elon has. And I was like,
I love it.
I've made more art coins than Elon has money. And then I like start thinking about systematic things like that. And I'm like, well, can I make more art coins than like, you know, there's money in a certain economy? Like, can this be a whole thing? And then because someone sent me where you can pull the data off of your Zora account, because it's like a API thing. It's not built into Zora. It's like a separate thing for the devs. I was looking at that and I was like, oh, I could pull this because I make audio reactive code art too. I like do everything. And I was like, I could somehow figure out, pull coin data, like if someone makes a coin or however many total coins are on Zora, and I could start making like blockchain reactive art instead of audio reactive art. And so like that's where my mind goes with all of this, because it's like it's thinking about art with systems. And I think like a lot of us fine artists, like especially when you look at like Jack Butcher and like who else does systems a lot? Jack Butcher does systems a lot, and like he's on Zora too. And it's like there's a conceptual layer that comes into play when you have like fine artists start playing with the technology. Like it's not just about coining things and making money. Like we're thinking about like, well, how do all these systems work together? How can we use these systems differently? And it gets heady, and I don't think people always understand all the layers, but that doesn't really matter because I'm having fun doing it.
That's
And
all
I know-
that matters.
Yeah,
As
and I
long
know
as-
some
as
other
long as-
people.
As long as you're having fun. Well, listen, Empress, we have to wrap things up.
Yep.
Our time is allotted, but any last words that you have? I mean, for those new to your work, anything you'd like to say to the almost 900 people tuning in?
Hi.
Hi, that's great.
I'm shy. I'm just follow me and support artists. That's always my big thing, is just support artists, and like come hang out on Zora because there's lots of cool stuff going on there beyond, like, as you can see just here, there's like, you know, a variety of things going on, and I just think more and more interesting things are going to happen there as it keeps climbing the charts collectively. Yeah,
more mind share. Empress Trash, pleasure to meet you, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Pleasure to meet you.
You too. Thank you.
That was Empress Trash. Captain, I love hearing the passion from artists like her. That's what's gonna make, you know, Zora, and
Uh-oh. I lost you.
sorry. Before we wrap it up, what are your thoughts on Zora over the next year? How big do you think it's gonna get, or do you think it's gonna evaporate?
It's definitely not going to evaporate. I think it just gets bigger and bigger from here. The way that I see it, I've been on base for almost a year now, is when we migrated Save Souls from mainnet over to base. And the biggest thing that I see, obviously we moved to base because of the trust component, like Empress spoke to with Coinbase, and the foundational aspect they have and their focus on tech. But the biggest thing that I've seen is that base is incredibly honed in on taking feedback and creating a solution out of it, right?
Yeah.
So when I first joined, I know a lot of communities were upset that their tokens weren't getting listed on Coinbase, and there are others that were getting listed before them, and so on and so forth. And so what do? A few months later, they just index everything and say every token's tradable on Coinbase. And there's been so many other facets of that. So as I look at Zora, where it's at today, and I start to hear like feedback, right, from artists, from consumers, and so on and so forth, I just know Jesse and team and whoever else is listening. They're implementing their game planning, and they're figuring out a strategic approach to execute on it and make it 5 or 10 times better. So I feel incredibly confident about where Zora's going. And my last personal story of why I'm so bullish on Zora is my friend's creating a YouTube channel. He's building, you know, custom homes, and he wants to showcase the pitfalls that happen with custom home building. He just got started maybe like 2 months ago, has like 15 videos, is creating shorts on Instagram and TikTok. And like, he's doing the thing, right? Like he's not half-assing it. He's really going at it. And even still, 20 videos in, there's a process that has to happen for the subscriber count to hit 1,000, and then for you to hit 4,000 watch hours. And even still, I told him, hey, man, there's a platform called Zora I've been playing with. It works just like a lot of social media aspects. It's the Web3 version of Instagram. I didn't use that verbiage because he's not crypto native. Sure. And yeah, got him on Zora, uploaded his first reel, made $3 in his first day. And I was like, you haven't made $3 in 2 months on YouTube, and you did it within 10 minutes on Zora. And this light bulb effect happens. Like it really sparks this revolution of, holy crap, this may be something entirely different than what we've seen before. And now he's starting to create content, obviously for YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, but he's filming Zora specific content going forward because he understands that's a massive demographic and vertical that hasn't been reached yet. So when you see someone who's not crypto native have an experience like that within 5 minutes, there's something special there. So for me, I think we are literally at the beginning of all of this. I think this is still foundational work.
Totally agree, my friend. Totally agree. Captain, appreciate you, man, for hosting this. Hopefully I get greenlit for hosting this on a weekly basis. And like I said, I'll put it on air. Are you down?
Let's do it, man. I would love to do this once a week. I would love to interview and talk to creators. Let's get it. Let's get it.
So I'll be submitting. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Base does that, because I wanted to do more shows strictly on the Base ecosystem. So that's it, guys. We didn't get to 1,500 total. We got about to 933. I'm still going to be doing this every single day, whether there's 1 viewer, 1,000 viewers, 10,000. I don't really care. Look forward to seeing everybody. Keep cooking. Zora content's not stopping. And enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Take it easy, Captain, my friend. Catch you next week.
Cheers. Take care, everyone.
Cheers, guys. Bye.